Hello, friends, neighbors, Americans, and those of you who want to take back America and make Dallas Center great. In March of 2020, Mayor Kidd, by mayor proclamation, closed our local seat of government, our city hall, because of the COVID-19 crisis. You remember when America was going to close the country for 2 weeks to flatten the curve? 2 weeks in Dallas Center turned into 14 months of our city hall being closed to the people it serves and to those who pay its bills. Every day our local seat of government was shuttered to Dallas Center residents, the people were cut off from the symbolic representation of leadership in our city. Leadership is a necessity in times of crisis. It's not optional. In addition, city officials and essential city employees were allowed to operate with virtually no public oversight for 14 months. Who wouldn't want to stay shuttered for 14 months with no real oversight? It's so much easier to govern without that pesky oversight or public transparency. Our city hall being closed for 14 months was tragic. It was evidence of no real leadership in Dallas Center and no real transparency in operating our local city government. In times of crisis, elected officials are frontline responders, as are necessary city employees. I am very angry that while grocery stores and their employees stayed at their post and manned food distribution during the entire crisis, our local government did not think it essential to open our local seat of government, our city hall, for 14 months to the people it serves. Instead, the mayor, council members, and appointed officials would occasionally bump into each other at the local LGBTQ plus transgender flag-flying coffee shop and the local tavern, both of which were open while City Hall was closed. And there they would unofficially discuss issues. And yes, this is a big deal. I am officially announcing my candidacy for mayor of Dallas Center. I am running to provide the citizens of Dallas Center with the leadership and transparency they deserve in their local city government, especially during times of crisis. As mayor of Dallas Center, I will never close the local seat of government, City Hall, for an extended length of time. It was wrong that our city government remained closed for 14 months to the citizens it serves and for whom it provides leadership and guidance during times of crisis. This will never happen if I am elected mayor. If need be, I will, as mayor, personally man the phones and front desk to keep the light of freedom on in the halls of our local city government, and to provide the citizens of Dallas Center hope in a crisis. Government is an essential service that should never close down for 14 months. But governing is much easier when you don't have to account to those you serve or face them for 14 months. When our city government finally reopened 14 months after the crisis began, they didn't even bother to inform the public that they were open. No public proclamation this time. They simply took down the close sign like it was no big deal. No big deal that the local city government had shut its doors for 14 months. After reopening in May of 2021, the most pressing issue for our mayor, after being closed 14 months, was to introduce identity politics into Dallas Center by issuing an LGBTQ plus proclamation declaring the month of June LGBTQ plus Pride Month in Dallas Center. in an attempt to promote an agenda and wokeness in Dallas Center. It is not the role of government to promote divisive agendas. The role of government is to protect the rights of all citizens under the Constitution. Nothing says you are more out of touch with the needs of your community than issuing a divisive proclamation for an LGBTQ plus agenda in a Christian and Brethren community like Dallas Center. In a blatant attempt to create a victim class of citizens, to divide Dallas Center, and to promote a specific agenda, as if the biggest problem facing Dallas Center after being closed for 14 months was the oppression of the LGBTQ plus community in Dallas Center. There is no place for identity politics in our local government. The only group that the local government should promote is Americans, whose rights under the Constitution they protect. I humbly ask for your support, for you to get off the sideline and help take back our country from liberal ideology that has strayed way too far to the left. We start by taking back Dallas Center. You start by voting for me, and together we will make Dallas Center great and put America first. Thank you, and God bless Dallas Center, a town I've been a part of for over 60 years. Thank you.